There are two sides to every single story, the passion and the glory, just trying to make it through the day. You know we're trying to come together, arm in arm and hand in hand, and with my brother I will fight to unify our land. America, home of the brave, we stand strong when we're willing to change. And I will wash the feet of freedom and bow down on my knees, praying for a healing, fighting for the freedom of my brother and me. And on the other hand, there are those who would undo us, unruly who would rule us and break us all apart. And I will stand beside you and fight against injustice and lawless ones among us. Come on, let freedom ring. America, home of the brave, we stand strong when we're willing to change. And I will wash the feet of freedom and bow down on my knees, praying for a healing, fighting for the freedom of my brother and me. E pluribus unum, get your guitars and tune them, melody and harmony, let's make a little revelry. E pluribus unum, get your guitars and tune them, melody and harmony, let's make a little revelry. E pluribus unum, get your guitars and tune them, melody and harmony, let's make a little revelry. Play that guitar. My brother and me, fighting for the freedom of my brother and me, America.
Hey, this is Al Robertson from Duck Dynasty and Duck Commander. I want to tell you about a great book called War on Fear from my good buddy, John Morgan. Of course, he looks like George W. Bush, who had the famous War on Terror, so I immediately knew, there was a nice a bit of wordplay there. This book is fantastic. I think it speaks to sort of that natural fear that all of us have, whether it's public speaking or whether it's the first time you get asked to do something you've never done before, up to, the fear of loss of life, of a sick person in your family, all the things that we face every single day. I recommend this highly. I promise you will be blessed when you read this book, and it's the sort of book that after you read it, you're going to want to pass that on to someone else, which to me are the best kind of books. So War on Fear, get yours as soon as you can.
I'm the listeners, and welcome to the John Morgan Show. Humor, passion, and perspective, all the way from out west to the east. Well, I got my new cowboy backdrop, and I thought I'd go ahead and don my Stetson just to make it fun for the big debate pre-show. Phil Craigie can play that guitar. What a man. And what a decent human being he is, too. You know, it's fun when you get to know somebody who you've honored and respected and admired for years and years and years, and they've always seemed so far away, so untouchable. And then they become a friend. It's just crazy. Seems how lately, babe, I got the blues, the red, white, and blues. Ooh. Good to see you. Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the John Morgan Show. I'm your host, John Morgan, and it is such an honor and a privilege to be able to hang out with you on a Thursday afternoon in pre-debate mode. It is going to be a wonderful night. I have to get rid of the hat, or my headphones won't fit. And the headphones help me know what I sound like, how loud I am, and it's just helpful. And so, man, did you guys hear the bombshell letter that dropped last night? Oh my goodness! So one of, the new big question isn't who's gonna win the debate tonight. I mean, we don't know who's going to win the debate tonight. It's going to be interesting to find out. And I would imagine everybody on the left is going to say, no matter what happens, they're going to say, Joe won the debate. Whoa! And everybody on the right is going to say, the president won the debate. Whoa! My question is, will Vice President Biden make it till the election without getting arrested? Man, all this stuff that's coming out now, it is so condemning. And if it's true, I mean, the former partner of Hunter Biden has testified that everything in the emails that came from the New York Post story that broke about 5-6 days ago, all about Joe being involved in the dealings with Krakistan, Iraqistan, China, and all of these other countries are true. That he was not only involved in it, that he was fully aware of it and benefiting from it financially. So it makes the quid pro quo comment that he made live on microphone, you're not getting the $1 billion loan guarantees unless you fire the prosecutor that's prosecuting the company that my son is sitting on the board of, Burisma. It makes that so much more incredible, so much more condemning, because the very thing that they accused the president of when he was simply asking, he knew about all of these alleged crimes, and so he was simply asking the folks over, not Russia, what's the other country, the Ukraine, to help. And that was no quid pro quo. That was just a request, and he wasn't tying defense systems or anything to it. It was a straight-up ask, and he wound up getting impeached. by the left. And, from what I've understood, they decided at the beginning, all right, we're going to impeach him. So it's like they decided the outcome. They decided the verdict. And then they had to go and find a crime to fit the verdict. They needed him to be impeached, and they had to go and find a reason to impeach him. And so who wouldn't fight against that? I mean, the president fought against their attempts to get him impeached. And so, he knew it was bogus. And so he did everything he could to defend himself within the law. And they said, aha, you are obstructing justice. Well, he wasn't obstructing justice. He was simply defending himself against an injustice. And so tonight, it's just going to be so interesting. The debate is coming up, and we've got some friends over. One person suggested turning it into a drinking game. I don't think so. No, we're going to watch, though, and actually it's a praying opportunity is what it is. It is something that we need to be interceding for because it's a big deal. Okay, if all of this stuff is true, if Vice President Biden, and hopefully none of it's true. Hopefully it's all a big hoax and none of it's true for the sake of the Biden family and for the sake of the country. Because if it should all be true, if Biden has taken money from the Chinese, from Ukraine, from Russia, from the ex-wife of the mayor of Moscow, who apparently was the richest woman in Moscow and a bad actor. If Biden is in all of their pockets, what does that say for decisions that he will make as president? Will he be acting on our behalf or theirs? And when he was vice president for 8 years, the decisions he was he making them on our behalf or theirs? All these places that Hunter Biden was making these deals, Joe Biden was in charge of American policy over there. That's very, very, I dare say, allegedly treasonous. I don't know. What kind of promises were made? What kind of influence is on the line? Hopefully none. Hopefully it all goes away. I hope it all goes away, and every bit of it is proven untrue. The guy who dropped that humongous letter last night, I hope for the Biden sake that he just is making it all up, but I don't know why he would. He's not a political guy, and the campaign donations he's made in the past have all been to Democrats. So it's just a mystery, but it's intriguing. It's very, very interesting. And Mark, I don't know if you're on today, and I don't know if you're going to hear. You may not. You may be hearing all of this for the first time, Mark, because if you watch NBC, ABC, CBS, MSNBC, CNN, if you watch Twitter, if you watch Facebook, they're all covering this up. It's potentially the biggest news story possibly in American history. And they're all covering it up. And I have friends who think that they're actually balanced, that they just report the news. They're not biased in any way. It's interesting. Well, Lord, I know this isn't our prayer call. We do that in the morning, but I want to pray right now. Lord, I pray that righteousness will prevail, I pray that justice will be done. We pray, Lord God, that your will would be done in the election. Mark Williams, welcome to the show. It is good to see you. Let me see what you say here. We must pray in a new way for President Trump because as all this comes to light, this will be a new major task to lead our country through it. It is likely, unfortunately, all real. Yes. I hear you, Mark. I hear you, Mark. And you're right. It will almost assuredly guarantee President Trump re-election. Almost. I mean, I want to say it will assuredly cause President Trump to be reelected because with 2 weeks to go, the Biden campaign is just probably going to fall apart. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be very, very, very high drama in the United States of America. People from around the world are reporting, watching. I've read news reports from Australia, New Zealand, not New Zealand, but Australia and some other countries, and they're all just scratching their heads going, what's going on in America? And so tonight's debate is going to be so interesting on its own right. So put all that aside. No one wants to deal with something, Mark says, of this magnitude. But yet, think about this, though, Mark. When President Trump ran for president, he ran on three things he said over and over again, right? Jobs, jobs, jobs. But what was another of the major campaign promises that he made? Drain the swamp. Drain the swamp. And so I don't think that President Trump will shy away from this, and I don't think any other president could have ever had the chutzpah to deal with something of this magnitude, but I think President Trump will. But you're right. It's likely to unleash some serious consequences in terms of civil unrest. The dog and pony show could get very, very dramatic in many of our major cities if Vice President Biden goes down. And so we shall have to wait and see. And Mark, I love very much your comment right here. I'm going to put it on the screen. Intercession is our task. That is a fact. Yes, we are called upon to pray. In fact, prayer can be the one thing that keeps a lid on chaos in the coming days if the campaign for Joe Biden falls apart. And intercede we will, and intercede we must. And I think that's a very, very good word and a very, very good and profound bit of advice. And as someone who offers passion and perspective on this show, I implore all of my followers and watchers to definitely say your prayers at night, get on your knees if you get on your knees, and cry out to God for peace. Peace, the peace that passes understanding. The Bible says, pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Well, the church is the New Jerusalem. And so we need to pray for peace in America, for sure. And on the other hand, we have to remember that God is large and in charge, that He already has seen the future. He knows what will be. So a very wise prayer, Lord, your will be done. Lord, your will be done. And so we do ask God, even now, even for the debate tonight, Lord, let your will be done. And I've heard a lot of people really worried about whether or not President Trump will be able to hold decorum during the debate. There are mute buttons. I mean, and of course the whole debate is set up by the left, and the commission and everything is pretty much run by the left. Well, how is that? What I would like to see would be, out of all of this, simply coming back to freedom, to where both sides have a voice, and the entire establishment of the media, other than Fox News, which is still fair and balanced, not slamming to the right, but balanced. There needs to be balance in all of our media. There needs to be maybe rules put in place where media companies have to hire a balanced team, half Republicans, half Democrats, just so that there's fairness in reporting. I mean, that sounds like a pretty good idea. Yes, pray for self-control to be seen. I like that, Mark. Yes, in President Trump tonight. That's for sure. And, I think President Trump is a wise man. They say he's a chess player, not a checkers player. And so I think it's very likely that he has given a great deal of thought to the best way to approach tonight's debate. And so it will be huge to watch. I mean, we are watching just huge history in the making. And it is going to be quite a lot of fun. And maybe it's going to be fun. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but it's fun and not fun at the same time. I can't quite bring myself to joke about it because I feel the tragedy of it, and it breaks my heart. When I see a train wreck, I can't help but look at it. It's fascinating. It's stunning to the senses, but it's also dishearteting, because you wonder who's getting hurt and who, did someone die? It's an interesting scenario. In the first debate, I went to a debate watching party dressed as President Trump, because as you know, guys, I impersonate President Donald Trump and President George W. Bush, and it was so much fun. Everybody had to get a picture, and it was a big party. But by the end of the first debate, I just wanted to kind of go home. I didn't feel like anybody won. I felt like President Trump was just really, really mean. And you know who I heard Rush Limbaugh say today? That he this is his theory, that perhaps President Trump was already suffering from COVID, and it affected his thinking, and he was irritable, and it might have been COVID related. Well, we'll never know, but it's an interesting theory. Yes, none of us ever expected to have our hearts broken for America like this, Mark says. And Raymond Johnson. Hello, Raymond. Welcome to the show. I appreciate your comment. Let me just take a look here. Just tuning in while I'm setting up selling Trump merchandise at early voting in Duval County, Jacksonville. That is so fun. Raymond, I'll be speaking in Jacksonville in just a few weeks. I'll be up there at the Federated Republican Women of Duval County event for Veterans Day coming up. That's going to be fun. So I look forward to seeing you up there, Mark. Well, you won't be at the women's event, but I hope to run into you sometime soon. That's so fun. And do I love my Trump paraphernalia? Oh my gosh. I've got so many hats, shirts, buttons. I've got the coolest coin ever. Check this out, Mark. You ever seen one of these? Wow. Isn't that the coolest thing? It's a gold coin. It's a very large gold coin with Trump's face on the front. Isn't that beautiful? I love what the gold does. It almost looks luminescent in its reflective quality. You can sort of see through it. It's a blast. So anyway, tonight will be impossible to turn our eyes away from. Probably, I would imagine we will have more eyes on the debate tonight than any presidential debate in the history of the world. It's going to be absolutely stunning. Maybe not. Maybe none of this will even come up. We shall see. But it's so interesting. Here's an interesting thought. Did you know that the original topic for tonight's debate, and then the debate commission changed it? I wonder if the New York Post article had anything to do with changing the topic of tonight's debate. It was supposed to be all about foreign policy and how the different candidates would handle foreign policy. And recently they just said, let's talk about something else. And they changed the topics. The bias. Oh my goodness. Foreign policy, Mark. Yes. That was the original, at least allegedly. That's what I heard. Okay. I never went to the debate commission website and read it for my own two eyes. I do secondhand reporting here, folks. I listen to other people's news and then I share it with you. So that's what I heard. So you know what I know. If you want to know about the letter that dropped last night, I got it from Ben Shapiro and his podcast that he does, his little vlog. So go to the Ben Shapiro vlog. He reads the entire letter, and it is not good. It is not good at all for Joe Biden, if it turns out to be true. And I also heard today, and I think this was on Sean Hannity, that the FBI has launched an investigation into money laundering. So it is going to be a rocky ride the next 2 weeks. And so I feel for you, my friend Mark Roberts. Like I said, hopefully it all is proven untrue. But the idea that it was Adam Schiff came out and said it's all a bunch of Russian disinformation. And Adam Schiff actually said the intelligence community is all thinking together that this is Russian disinformation designed to disrupt the election. But then the director of the intelligence community came out and said to Adam Schiff directly in a statement, no, it's not. The intelligence community, and he's the director of it, knows nothing about Russian disinformation being behind the stuff, the emails that are on Hunter Biden's laptop. In fact, he went so far as to confirm, allegedly, that the laptop is a real thing and it is in the possession of the FBI. So, well, we will see if President Trump gets muted. Try it. What's up? Remember that scene from Austin Powers when his son, played by, I think the actor's name was Seth Green, and he's trying to talk in Austin Powers as Mike Myers as Austin Powers goes, zip. Oh, no, he's Dr. Evil. That's right. And Seth Green plays Dr. Evil's son. And he goes, zip it. Every time he tries, zip, zip, zip. Yeah, so you wonder, is that going to happen to the president tonight? I mean, it's like they're treating him. It's like the whole setup is very demeaning, okay? It's like you can't be trusted with a microphone, Mr. President, because you are an 8-year-old without the ability to control yourself. Therefore, we, as the debate commission, will just sit you down in a chair, put a dunce cap on you, and restrain you with our mute button, showing power over him. But you know what? He's not intimidated. He's walking right into that debate, fully aware of what he's going to do, and it's going to be very interesting to see how it all comes out. Yes, Beth, I couldn't agree more. Better late than never on all of these things. And might I say, you and your husband look stunning in your profile picture. And by the way, I still need your address so I can send you your 2020 Trump bucket hat that you won by knowing where this backdrop came from. So just text me, and I'll be getting it in the mail to you. Well, folks, I think this is enough rattling on for me. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see the debate tonight. We've got some friends coming over, and we're going to have a little debate watching party. And then I was going to go to another huge, fantastic, absolutely stunning debate watching party tonight, but I don't have time to because Kathy and I are traveling tomorrow. All right. God bless you guys. Have an excellent night. Say hi to the president for me when you see him on television. God bless you. Keep praying for the president. Pray for the Bidens, and pray for America.
I'm Gina Lipsky, and I just want to give a testimonial. John Morgan's book, War on Fear, changed my life significantly. Last year I was at Free the Dream, and he gave a talk, and I was robbed at gunpoint 15 years ago, and I carried that fear with me for 15 years. And at Free the Dream, after hearing him speak, I realized that it was time to let that fear go. And a small thing that is small to some people, but to me it was significant. I never took the trash out at night because I was so afraid of being in the dark. And when I got home from Free the Dream, and after reading John's book, I now take out the trash every single week at night on purpose so that I can conquer that fear. And so I encourage all of you to read his book, and any fear that you're hanging on to, let it go. It's not worth it. Don't give it the power.
Amen. Don't give it the power.
Free world leader. Freedom's rolling out to you. Oh, let's roll. Well, I'm the good news instigator, compassionate conversator. This freedom is rocking and rolling on out to you. White and blue.
Folks, thanks so much for tuning in to the John Morgan Show. Humor, passion, and perspective in the midst of a crazy world. It's only crazy if you don't have Christ. And then you have peace that passes understanding. So amazing. So amazing. I encourage you all to read the Gospel of John, chapter 14, this evening. The Gospel of John, chapter 14. It'll give you some perspective in the stuff going on around us. Well, God bless y'all. Have a wonderful evening. It's been very much fun hanging out with you. Got my harmonica. Got my magnifying glass. Woo, woo. Yeah. God bless you, everybody. Don't forget, War on Fear is available at audible.com.